You can't have me just...
Moving out.
Welcome back to Recap IT. Today we are going to recap a 2020 romantic thriller movie titled 365 Days. Laura, an ordinary sales director, has her life turned upside down when she travels to Sicily and is kidnapped by Massimo, a Mafia member. Massimo holds her hostage for 365 days in order to make her fall in love with him. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to this channel. Now without wasting any further time, let's begin, shall we? Massimo Torricelli watches a gorgeous woman on a beach and talks with his father, the Mafia boss, after a meeting between the Torricelli Sicilian Mafia criminal family and black market merchants. Massimo and his father are shot by the dealers. Massimo lives, but his father dies from his injuries. Massimo is the Torricelli Mafia family's head 5 years later. Laura Beale's relationship with her boyfriend, Martin, in Warsaw is strained. Laura spends her 29th birthday in Italy with Martin and her best friend Olga, but after Martin goes to Etna without her, she goes for a walk and is kidnapped by Massimo. Massimo tells Laura at his villa that she was the woman he met on the beach 5 years ago, and that when he was hurt, all he could think about was her. He kidnapped her after years of seeking and eventually spotting her, intending to hold her as a prisoner for 365 days in the hopes that she would fall in love with him. While forcefully groping her, he also promises her that he would not have sex with her without her consent. Laura teases him while they spend time together and then refuses to have sex with him. She starts to tease him again in a hotel in Rome, and he shackles her to the bed. Laura is then forced to watch Massimo have oral sex with another lady. He then claims he's going to penetrate her, but then changes his mind and tells her to get ready for a nightclub. Laura annoys Massimo by flaunting herself in front of his buddies at the club. When she starts flirting with a competing Mafia family member, the man gropes her. Laura is escorted out of the club by Massimo, who draws his guns. Massimo and his fellow mafioso, Mario, are arguing when she wakes up the next morning aboard a yacht. Massimo admits to shooting the man's hand who molested Laura, igniting a feud between the two families. Laura apologizes, but Massimo accuses her of being the cause of the incident. They fight, and Laura falls into the river, panicking. Massimo rushes to her aid. When she wakes up, he reveals that he was afraid she wouldn't make it and that he didn't want to lose her. Laura begins to fell at Massimo, and the two have anal and oral intercourse several times. Massimo and Laura attend a masquerade event later that evening, when Laura is threatened by a lady named Anna. Massimo explains that he dated Anna and informed her that if he discovered Laura, he would leave, which he did when he saw Laura at the airport. Massimo and Laura have sex again after the ball. He informs her that he is sending her to Warsaw to visit her relatives, and that he will join her once his business is completed. Domenico, another of Massimo's mafiosos, tried to convince a terrified Laura that Anna wouldn't attack her in the car journey to the airport, but he gets a phone call, urges Laura to wait in Warsaw, and rushes away. Laura waits for Massimo in Warsaw for days without hearing from him. She reunites with Olga and the two of them go clubbing. Martin approaches her and says he has been looking for her to apologize. He tries to persuade her to reunite and then follows her back to her apartment, where Massimo is waiting for her. Laura and Massimo have sex after Martin leaves. Laura discovers his wounds from the ongoing struggle when she opens his shirt. She admits to him that she is in love with him. Massimo proposes the next morning, and she accepts. She does, however, request that he keep his employment hidden from her parents. Mario informs Massimo of the escalating tensions in Italy. Laura expresses her dissatisfaction with her health but refuses to see a doctor. They talk about their forthcoming wedding, which she won't be able to invite her family to because she doesn't want them to find out what Massimo does. Massimo, on the other hand, permits Olga to be Laura's bridesmaid. Laura tells Olga she's expecting a child when she comes to visit. Olga encourages her to inform Massimo of her pregnancy. Laura contacts him after dinner and asks if they can talk. Meanwhile, Mario receives word from a Torricelli source that Laura is due to be murdered by a rival Mafia family. Laura's automobile travels through a tunnel but does not emerge on the other side. Just as Laura's phone rings, Mario hurries to find Massimo. Massimo falls down when he realizes the repercussions. The tunnel's entrance is blocked by a police car. And this is where the movie ends, leaving us all in suspense. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, until next time.